All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful morning. It is September 30th, 2025, and we are about to wrap up the month. So we didn't get too much headlines. There's actually a lot of talk about the government shutdown. Everybody's going back and forth. Last time they did this, they just found an agreement the day before. So we'll see where that takes us. People aren't tripping about it too much. However, coming into this morning, people are starting to get a little worried on whether or not we will get the data on Friday because that is related to the BLS. We were talking yesterday. We thought it was pretty much going to come in no matter what, but in the last 24 hours now, there has been a little bit of doubt thrown on that. Other than that, we got a little bit of jobs data. It should start to kick off the week in terms of credibility or not in the rates and Powell and all of that. And then you even have earnings with Nike, and before you know it, it'll be end of the week. Maybe we get the jobs report. The month is over. We start October. And did anybody tell you it was going to be a good day today? Oh, yeah. So, chatter. I hope you're ready. I hope you're living good. You got a CoreWeave Meta deal. And then you had NVIDIA, UiPath, Snowflake, and another company, too. There's a lot, baby. Good morning. What up, Mr. Renzo? Dakota, Super Takeoff, Matan, Ansel, Tim Whitman, Mr. Edwards, Tyree, Senor, the Strong Term. Good morning, baby. What up, Mustafa? What up, Dystopian Farmer, Jove, Ben, Ian, Ron, Kimmel, Kurt McGirt, Mr. Malone, CJ, Avery. All good day start, baby. What up? What up, Bruce B? What up, Striker? What up? Oh, how you doing, Barry? Brown, Tom Crows, Sticky, Ben Stone, Dominic, Doobie, HRD, Hunter, me, Nacho, JD. Good morning, baby. What up, Cleveland? What up, Julie? How you doing, Brian? Good morning, Grandma. Good morning, Zeke, EJD, J. Samuels, Capavelli. We here, baby. Tell him, Bruno. Tell him. So, Chattadonia, I hope you're feeling good. Are you ready? It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't like that? It's gonna be a good day. Oh, yeah. Here's Josh Young with the news.
Top overnight news: Washington, U.S. government shutdown odds rise after Trump and congressional leaders fail to strike deal. Politico, Washington Post, Bloomberg. Democrats oppose shutdown without restoring healthcare spending, while Republicans demand votes for funding in return. Link, UH outlines service pauses for potential government shutdown, with 41% of health department workforce facing furloughs. Reuters, Senate Judiciary leaders reintroduce legislation to tighten H-1B, L-1 visa rules targeting employer loopholes and abuses. Reuters, trade tariffs, Trump to impose tariffs on timber, lumber, and kitchen cabinets. Bloomberg, 100% tariffs on foreign-made movies. Reuters, Trump tightens export controls on Chinese companies to make it harder for China to develop advanced semiconductors. FT, Trump administration will continue S-232 trade investigations through any government shutdown. Bloomberg, Trump admin's control over Biden's $7.4 billion CHIPS initiative reveals extensive changes under Commerce Secretary Lutnick. Politico, U.S. discusses a 50 to 50 inches chip production split with Taiwan, aiming for 40% domestic chip output by Trump's term end. CNBC, Trump's drug price concession deadline passes with pharma industry commitments lacking in lowering U.S. prices. Axios, South Korea government official not optimistic about FX swap deal with U.S. to safeguard $350 billion investment pledge. Yonhap, markets, investors brace for economic data disruption from potential U.S. shutdown, raising concerns over delayed jobs report. Reuters, NYT, treasuries are on track for third consecutive quarter of gains as potential U.S. government shutdown raises bond appeal. Bloomberg, U.S. small cap investors quickly cashing out after recent rally, with $5.4 billion withdrawn from iShares Russell 2000 ETF YTD. Bloomberg, Bloomberg. Market participants see China equity rally stalling by year-end amid stretch valuations. Crowded AI trade, Bloomberg. Japan to Y bond auction draws weakest demand since 2009 amid BOJ rate hike speculation, Bloomberg. Corporate OpenAI generated $4.3 billion in revenue in H1 2025, up 16% from 2024, with $2.5 billion in spending. The information. NVIDIA's Huang positions himself as AI's global salesman, promoting national AI ecosystems built on NVIDIA technology. FT. Verizon in talks to acquire parts of EchoStar's wireless spectrum. Bloomberg. Apple and Amazon win dismissal of consumer antitrust lawsuit alleging price inflation of iPhones and iPads on Amazon. Reuters. Elon Musk faces senior staff exodus at Tesla and XAI due to burnout and disillusionment with his activism. FT. Boeing begins development of a 737 MAX replacement focusing on quality and financial concerns under CEO Ortberg. Link. YouTube agrees to pay $24.5 million to settle lawsuit brought by Trump over suspension of his account following 6 Jan riots. Axios. Novo Nordisk requires some employees to accept demotions to keep jobs amid layoffs in weight loss market. Bloomberg. DeepSeek launches experimental large language model using sparse attention, reducing API costs by 50%. Link. Coty reviews mass market beauty brands like CoverGirl for potential sale or spinoff amid declining sales and share price drop. Link. M&A deals exceed $1T in Q3, with global deal-making up a third this year, signaling strong 2025 prospects. FT. Zijin Gold surges in trading debut, representing world's largest IPO in 4 months. SCMP. Central banks. St. Louis. Fed President Musalem open to further rate cuts, but stresses need to proceed cautiously. Bloomberg. RBA on hold as expected, warns of inflation risks. Bloomberg. BOJ summary of opinions reinforce indications board members may be preparing for rate hike. Reuters. ECB's lane signaled policy likely to remain on hold for time being at panel discussion Monday. Bloomberg. BOE's Ramsden confident inflation will hit 2% target, but price increases broaden out. London Times. RBI decision on Wednesday expected to be close call as policymakers weigh growth risks against record low currency. Bloomberg. Economy. U.S. airlines warn partial government shutdown could strain aviation, slowing flights and impacting travelers. Reuters. China manufacturing sector in longest contraction since 2019. Private gauge shows activity firmed. Bloomberg. Reuters. Japan industrial production shrinks further amid ongoing manufacturer caution. Bloomberg. South Korea industrial production steady. Auto output surges. Retail sales see largest decline in 18 months. Yonhap. German retail sales weaker than expected in August, while import prices down 1.5% YY. Reuters. Unemployment rises. Reuters. Inflation in France and Italy accelerates but stays below ECB's 2% target. Bloomberg. UK GDP growth slows to 0.3% in Q2 2025, down from 0.7%, after rapid start to 2025. Reuters. UK shop price inflation hits highest rate since spring 2024 at 1.4%, driven by rising beef and dairy prices. FT. Geopolitics. Trump gains Netanyahu's support for U.S. peace proposal in Gaza, but doubts remain about Hamas's acceptance. Axios. Bloomberg. Trump administration set to proceed with AUKUS Pact following months-long Pentagon review. Nikkei. EU begins technical preparations for Ukraine and Moldova's accession, despite Hungary's blockade of talks. FT. FT. There's a more. Chatadonia. Alrighty. It's not loading.
There it is. S&P futures, they're down by 0.1. Tuesday morning trading comes after U.S. equities finished higher on Monday with crypto names, biotech, ADRs, Mag 7, rails, IB, restaurants, builders, and airlines among the best performers. Energy, the notable lagger, while cruise lines, regional banks, and apparel and retail also underperformed. Treasuries firmer after rallying to start the week. Curve steepening with yields down 3 basis points at the front end. Dollar index is off by 0.1. Gold is down by 0.3. Bitcoin down by 1.1. And WTI off 2.1 on the latest OPEC headlines. Comes after falling nearly 3.5 on Monday on yesterday's OPEC speculation. Slightly negative tone with flurry of headlines surrounding an expected government shutdown. However, the usual flurry of sell-side commentary in recent days downplaying the risk of a brief shutdown. Biggest issue for the markets revolves around the delay of the September employment data. Some debate about whether that could drive an uptick in the depressed bond market volatility that has been increasingly flagged as supportive for risk sentiment. Tariff headlines mentioned as another overhang, although Trump already previewed levies on lumber and housing products last week. Details do not seem to be as bad as feared. Month and quarter end dynamics, another easy excuse for equity weakness, along with widely discussed buyback blackout. FHFA price index and S&P Case-Shiller index for July. August JOLTS openings in September. Conference Board of Consumer Confidence on the economic calendar this morning. Another busy day of Fed speak also on tap. Vice Chair Jefferson said he sees risk to employment tilted to the downside and risk to inflation to the upside. Collins and Goolsby coming later today, while Logan speaks after the close. Looking ahead, ADP private payrolls and ISM manufacturing for September come out on Wednesday. Thursday brings initial claims and August factory orders. ISM services are the highlight on Friday, alongside the government employment report if it is not delayed. Boeing reportedly in early stages of developing new single-aisle plane to replace 737 MAX. Spotify CEO EK stepping down to become executive chairman. CoreWeave signed agreement with Meta to supply over $14 billion of computing power. Path announced AI automation partnership with NVIDIA, OpenAI, and Snowflake. PayX EPS beat, raised full-year EPS growth forecast. CMP slightly raised full-year EPS guide. SATS boosted the report. Verizon in talks to purchase wireless spectrum. JEF beat on Q3 metrics, highlighting rebound in global market sentiment, though also some focus on higher comp ratio. LWB as strong volumes offset weaker pricing. MTN Q4 EBITDA largely in line, though takeaways focused on deceleration in Epic Pass sales from prior updates and softer full-year EBITDA guide. Coty launched review of consumer beauty business. UNFI earnings and revenue beat with EPS guide ahead of expectations. PRGS beat and raised with takeaways positive on tailwind from new AI capabilities. MTDR announced promotion of Robert McCulloch to CFO. Nike, the notable reporter after the close. I thought there'd be more. Oh, but that's it. That's not bad. That's not bad, Chadidonia. Good morning. Oh, happy Monday. Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I know. I'm just excited to be here. We got some place. Pre-market movers, SATS is up by 7. Verizon reportedly in talks to purchase wireless spectrum. CRH is up by 6.3 off guidance. Celsius 3.9. Morgan Stanley upgrade. Circle up 3.1. Citizens initiates market perform. Expedia 2.5. Mizuho USA initiates neutral. FCX up 2. FIS up 1.6. UBS upgrade. Visa up 1.3 to launch stablecoin pre-funding pilot through Visa Direct. NXT is up by 1.1. Deutsche Bank initiates buy. Afira up 7.3. Responds to now retracted LinkedIn post. This one is very weird. I looked it up this morning. Essentially, one of the heads of the FDA was shit talking this biotech, but then he has beef with one of the top shareholders, and then he deleted the post, but then the post was complaining about the drug, but then it sounded like they were getting an approval. It's super odd, I'm telling you. So I'd watch it. I don't know how to put my finger on it, if it's going to be bullish or bearish, but yeah, there's a lot of drama with that one. Afira, AUPH. UNFI is up by 5.2 off earnings. SMTC 4.9. Oppenheimer upgrade. QS 3.8. Agreement with Corning for ceramic separator development and commercialization. UPBD up 3.5. ADPT up by 2.9. Guggenheim initiates buy. ARRY up 2.6. Baird initiates outperform. LMLTX 2.6. Wolf Research downgrade. NUVB 2.5. Jefferies initiates buy. Cody 2.5. launches strategic review of consumer business. Ocol 2.2. Mixed shelf of indeterminate amount. WHD up 2. GLNG up 1.9. Goldman initiates buy. Wolf up 22.7. Completes restructuring process. Emerges from Chapter 11. TBN up 17 to acquire Falcon Oil. DPRO up 15.5. Selected by U.S. Army to supply Flex FPV drone systems. I'm going to write that one down. DPRO. I didn't see that one earlier. GNSS up 15, receives 9 million LRAD system order from Kraus. LFMD 39 offers Ozempic at $4.99 with collaboration through Novo. Sky 36 HC Wainwright initiates buy. Gilt 27 over 7 million in orders. Satcom terminals to U.S. Army. Gilt satellites. Gilt. Alexa up 2.5. Rigetti down 4.2. Purchase order. Why is Rigetti over 10 billion market cap? That's anyways. Purchase orders for 2 quantum computing systems totaling $5.7 million. There you fucking go. SMR 4 million or 4% down. B of A downgrade. Spotify down 3.8. Goldman Sachs downgrade. Oklo down 3.2. Bank of America downgrade. Unity down 2.8. HSBC downgrade. Cart down 2.6. BTIG Mizuho initiates neutral. EPD down 1.2. Fly down 10. First stage of Firefly rocket failure. TIC down 8.4. UUUUU down 6.9. Proposed 550 million offering. Qubits down 2.8. Completes joint proof of tech project with Northern Wales Police. Etsy up 1.9. Transferring listing to NYSE from NASDAQ. CLGN up down 24.9. Results from photocurable regenerative dermal and soft tissue filler. SCYX down 16. Results phase 1 study second generation fungerp. AMBC down 6.4 to acquire Omdec Care from Sirius Point for $250 million. Gold and silver related stocks trading lower, and Bitcoin stocks trading lower. Good morning. So Chatadonia. That's good time. That's really, really good time. So we do have enough time to go over plays, pledge, questions, all of that. Like I said, there's some interesting ones. There is some very, very interesting ones so far. Thus far. Again, the OpenAI and Path. You guys remember Path? I told you guys about this like maybe 9 months ago, a year ago, with some of the stuff I was using for AI. So they got a bunch of deals there, and then CoreWeave, one of those $15 billion deals with Meta for cloud computing and all of that. You've seen this headline several times. Yeah, Wolf. So you guys know I hate Wolf, right? So I already told you yesterday what that means, okay? But I think the higher this goes, watch. So just take note. Anybody who comes in here after like 8 a.m. talking Wolf, they're just an absolute dumbass. I promise you. That's what I'm saying. They're going to wake up late. They're going to pump it. They're going to, and watch what's going to happen. They're going to come in with like a half-ass like hello or no hello. And then either first or second message will be all about this company that just did bankrupt. But like I told you yesterday, if Josh hates the stock, bro, you guys got to start wising up. That might mean something. So do what you like. Do what you like. I'm just telling you the truth. It's terrible. If can you make money? You can, but that's all you, brother. That's it. You're not going to be like, no, it's good. No, don't cry wolf. You see? Oh, there you go. Oh yeah. So be wise. If you made your decision yesterday with the Josh hates it portfolio, you would be up 33% by now. So that's all I'm saying. And now you're going to play this game back and forth. If everybody misses out CoreWeave or the UiPath, they're probably going to pump this one. They're pumping this one regardless, though. So until it gets rug pulled. But other than that, I don't think there's anything too crazy. What else was there? There's the ones with the drones. China probes tower research over chimp imports. But yeah, we haven't had much yet. What happens to options that expire in a couple weeks? What do you mean? On Wolf? I don't know. I mean, that's what sucks with these little bankrupt stocks and how they play out, because they could do whatever. So I don't know. Like I'm telling you, I just know it's a failed company. People are pumping it, utilizing the hype and demand. I mean, just look around in the market, because there is look again, Rigetti is a $10 billion company. So there's just a lot of money floating around. I would argue that these aren't really big companies nor doing well, but you do have millions of people willing to throw money at them. So that's what's welcome to the bubble. Welcome to the bubble. I need to open my carbo. I just tried to drink it without it open. But yeah, if you have any questions, now is the time. Again, I hope you're keeping an eye on the broad factor. We'll see what today plays, but really we're just looking to start off the next month and this one, and then get ready for the end of the year. Can Lucan be a better stock than Starbucks? No. But Lucan could come back if the Chinese have a bubble. So if the Chinese bubble, and just like I'm explaining with Wolf and a lot of these shit stocks, if the Chinese want to get bubbly, Luke and Coffin will be a runner, but I don't think it has long-term viability. Why? Because it already failed. So that's just kind of the basic logic, is that I'm gonna go for the companies that, if you really want to believe in something for a long term, just make sure it hasn't failed already. That's why I like companies like Wolf or God knows what, Lukin, Didi. Those are China names, a lot of China names. But even in the US, there's a couple of these names that just, they're not doing good, or they've literally failed, had to reverse split, go BK, all of these different things. So yeah, I want to get your hopes up. But bubbles, these little bubble moves here, it's waking things up. It could cause a movement. That's the hard part that people need to figure out, is that you guys realize, like, dog shit could move, right? People learn this the hard way, because last time I was telling them that things were dog shit, they got mad because they assumed that dog shit couldn't move. No, that's the whole point. Dog shit can move. You could actually 10x your money with dog shit. But the problem is that if you lose all of your money on dog shit, no one's gonna feel bad for you. Do you understand? Like, is this making sense? And then it's not, even though it's dog shit, it could move and it could make money, but the quality and how you're making money, it's just gonna be through the price move. And if you are not as optimal with it, you will be on the bottom end. So that's all it is. But dog shit doesn't necessarily mean it can't move, but you do have to, you got to know what you're getting into and know what you're playing and why you're playing it. And yeah, you may walk away smelling like it. So just watch out. So on that note, Chatadonia, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And here at the cult, before we do anything, before we chase a dollar, before we try to enrich ourselves, we must pay homage to a very special group of people that has made a sacrifice that most of us never have and ever will. And I'm talking about the veterans of the United States of America. So on behalf of the cult, man, everybody in here, if you have served, God bless you and thank you for everything, for real. If anybody should be owning these stocks, if anybody should be owning the land, if anybody should be making the most of the real estate market and all it has to offer, man, I think it should be you. And we owe you a lot. Every day we wake up and have this freedom. I remind all of the Chads, because think about how foolish it would be to do all of this effort if we didn't live in a country system and surrounded by people that would let us keep it. That's why people get worried when everybody go crazy. But when it all said and done, we already have a lot of freedom, and I'm grateful for what we have. And I think it's a result of the sacrifice, dedication, and commitment of millions of amazing men and women of the United States of America who served and were a part of it. So veterans, we love you. I don't think we're ever going to be able to repay you back. That's why I'm saying I hope all of these efforts to get the land and stocks can help, but we are forever in your debt. And everybody who has not served, man, I just hope you could show this love, man. I've never served in my life. I think this is a burden that we could take on. They take on the burden for us in many, many ways. So what are you doing with your voice? What are you doing with that civilian life, bro? I hope you make some good noise for them. So all the vets, thank you and God bless you, man. And big shout out to your families as well. And big shout out to everybody else out there giving back to their local communities. All the doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, the janitors, the coaches, the garbage men, anybody making their community run, baby. God bless you and thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise up. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Set the digits! Oh, it's game time, baby. Horn. Let's go. Chatadonia. Let's go. Game time. It's Tuesday. Oh, yeah. So, Chad, I think we got to move on over. No, we got a good time. Good time. I do need to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to utilize this moment, but let's move on over. Let's go to Gen Pop and get ready for the day. I mean, again, if you just could not believe that it's going to be a good day, my brother, I would go back to bed and then wake up again and try it again. You know, and see it, and then try it. Be like, oh, I woke up. Oh, it's not going to be a good day. Go back to bed, and then wake up again. And then be like, it's going to be a good day. And if it don't work, go back to bed again, and then you try, and then it's going to work. Oh, let's go, baby. God bless you. Good morning. I will see you guys there. Have a good one, and thank you to the veterans. Peace. Wait, I don't know what's going to take you there. I could take you there. I don't know what song that is. I can show